Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
You're in
Buenos
Mallorca.
dias.
Buenos dias.
Yeah.
You're in Mallorca again.
Again. I know. It's
Yes,
becoming a habit.
it is. And today you're going to tell us why that is, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm in Mallorca because I work as a wedding celebrant and I started out here in Mallorca. So I'm going to share my story about how all this happened and how I got here.
Yes. If you don't know what a wedding celebrant is, it is.
I marry people. I do symbolic ceremonies. So I marry people from all over the world, Australia, America, who fly all the way to Mallorca to get married. Yeah.
Yes. And you love that very much.
I do. I really,
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
tell us.
I'm here because I did a wedding, and every time I do a wedding, it just underlines why I love this. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So what's the story? How did the celebrant or officiant in the States, how did that come to you?
yes. So it all started actually when I lost my job. We were already living in Mallorca, and I had a completely different job as a coach, Agile coach for a company in Germany. They had to make some job cuts, and mine was one of them. So I was faced with the choice whether to apply for another job straight away or whatever. And I really, really did not feel like applying for another job. I was ready for a break, but I had no clue what I wanted to do. So I, as always, pulled some oracle cards, all about the woo, and I happened to pull the exact same oracle card twice in a row. And you shuffle the deck every time.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was a really strong sign. And the card was flexible. It's
Mm-hmm.
called flexible. And it's all about being open minded and flexible to new opportunities and not being so rigid about what you think you know.
Yeah. Being open to new ideas as well, right?
New ideas as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the other card that kept coming up was Lion Spirit, which is one of my all-time favorites because it's about expressing yourself in multiple ways,
Yeah.
having multiple gifts. Actually, that's the word they use, multiple gifts. So, both of those messages combined
Mm-hmm.
was like, there's more gifts in me to be expressed,
Mm-hmm.
be open-minded to other ideas, other opportunities. So
Yes.
that kind of already set the foundation, the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then at the time, I was doing vocal training. I was learning to sing. This was before I lost the job. Um, that's a whole other story, but I won't get into the details. But it's coming to the important part. I still love singing, and I was like, oh, maybe I'm going to be a singer. But you know, a little bit ambitious because I hadn't been singing for that long.
It was,
So
I think, no, 2 months maybe, 2 months
yeah.
of training, something like that.
Something like that. Really not long. And
No.
looking back, I really wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Um,
So, well, you were good, but it wasn't like,
it wasn't
I mean,
pro
it
good.
was 2 months of training, so it
Yeah, yeah,
wasn't.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was exactly. It's always a journey, and that's the same with every singer. It takes time. It's a journey.
Yeah.
So, but I still loved the idea. I still and there was all these aspects. Why do I love the idea of being a singer? Because it was about expressing my soul. It was about telling stories
Mm-hmm.
through song, conveying meaning through song,
Mm-hmm.
accessing my voice, and all these. When I look at the aspects now, looking back, tick, 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 all of those aspects perfectly fit wedding celebrant. I'm telling stories. I'm using my voice. I'm expressing myself. But I didn't make all those connections.
Yeah.
So, but I thought singer, singer, singer. But what did the oracle card say? Don't be rigid.
Yes.
Be
Be
flexible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was open-minded enough to get an idea one morning, just inspired idea from out of nowhere, to just like ping wedding singer. Like that somehow was a lower resistance option for me than professional singer because I mean, there's always a range of talent and experience and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. So I like the idea. I got online and I found a wedding singer in Mallorca. Uh, Loved her website and her lifestyle, this flexibility and freedom. She travels, she has family time, she cooks and gardens. And I thought, oh, that sounds like such a good life, so that really planted a seed. And then I shared that idea with you. We went for coffee one day. We're talking about that idea. And just walking and talking, I think you were like, wait a minute, what about hosting weddings?
Oh yeah. Yes, you're right. Yes.
Yeah, because the
Like
wedding thing,
emceeing weddings.
emceeing weddings.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that we were both like, huh, why didn't we think of this before? Like it seemed so obvious. Because obviously I'd emceed a friend's wedding in the past. I'd done all those wedding speeches and I loved it. So if anything in weddings, it's like, why not that?
Mm-hmm.
So then it started this whole journey of, we set up a website. Suddenly I'm a wedding MC. I'm going visiting, at least on paper, I'm going visiting. Yeah, that was the first website.
Really? As an
Yeah, I was
MC?
as a wedding MC. That was the first idea. I was even sending out this PDF to wedding planners saying I'm a wedding MC. We took pictures of me with Mike and blah blah.
Oh, yes. You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So anyway, that was the idea. And then in that process of connecting with wedding planners, we met one wedding planner in February, so in the low season when they have time to meet uh, for a coffee in Calamio where we were living.
Mm-hmm.
And just through conversation and swapping stories, she was like, have you ever thought of being a wedding celebrant? Like celebrant, not MC.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, huh, no, not really, because I discounted that because it sounded like being a priest. It sounded like some kind of religious or or you need a special training or whatever.
Yeah.
But the more she told me about it, coming back to that list of things, like storytelling
Mm-hmm.
was a big part of it, and having that type of energy and making those connections with your couple and all these things, which I already loved doing.
Mm-hmm.
I was already doing really personal, not ceremonies, but like storytelling kind of events for my family.
Mm.
Like my dad had a 70th birthday party, and instead of the usual, candles on cake and pictures and the surface level stuff, I decided to get a microphone, pass it around all the family, and they all shared little stories about my dad.
Mm.
And it was so special, so intimate, so everyone felt so connected. It was amazing. So,
Mm-hmm.
when I connect the dots, it's like in many ways, I was training to be a wedding celebrant without knowing.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. And then the next thing I know, like this wedding planner who suggested it, I got back to her. I was like, yes, I've decided I'm gonna do it. I'm a wedding celebrant. So she was like, yes, you're such a natural. You're gonna be amazing. Blah blah blah. And she ended up sending me my first couple for one of her weddings. It was an elopement, so a couple from Australia,
Mm-hmm.
and her WhatsApp message arrived with that request at 11:11, which blew my little woo-woo mind. So that was ping, another sign from the universe that there's something here. And then what's crazy, on top of that, I realized the date as well. It was exactly 6 months after I'd been let go from my company. And I had told my colleagues at that point, future Prit, 6 months down the line, is smiling. And he's telling me, everything's fine, everything's worked out, you'll see. 6 months to the day.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
11:11.
11:11, how clear can you get? So that was a real sign that things are really shifting here.
Mm-hmm.
Coming back to lion spirit, a different gift to express. Yeah. Yeah. And then before I knew it, I was doing this wedding up in the mountains, Tramontana Mountains, Deià, one of my most favorite places on the island, my very first wedding. And it felt so surreal, but at the same time, so natural.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
I'm now a celebrant MC. I
Yes.
do both.
And that's what you did last night at
Yeah,
the wedding in Mallorca.
it
Yes.
is. It is. And people were telling me they really loved the idea that, the celebrant is also the MC. They loved having that, that same person to connect with and that continuity. Because then you really feel, and I feel that you really feel like part of the family.
Mm.
Because you're enjoying their whole event and you're learning their whole story, which you're sharing at the ceremony and then you're sharing it at the reception, like, as a family member would do.
Yes.
Yeah, there
Okay.
you go.
There we go. Cool story again.
Yes,
Thank you very much. And now we let you go to have a coffee.
yes.
Bye.
Bye, adios.
Adios.